Here it is, boys and girls. PMTA Eve. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock is the deadline. They have all this stuff, all this paperwork handed in for all these little shops and all these little manufacturers to pay all of this money to save their business. It's like countdown to doomsday, right? It's ridiculous is what it is. Today, I just left a job, a Pizza Hut that I had this morning. And towards the end when I was like starting to wrap things up, I noticed the manager of the Pizza Hut had a little pod system or something. At least that's what it looked like to me. And I asked her, I only got a quick glimpse of it when she came in. She put it in her pocket. I said, "Are you vaping? Do you vape?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, it kind of sucks about the PMTA, right? Being tomorrow." She had no idea what I was talking about. No idea. She said, "What's that?" I said, "How long you been vaping?" She said, "Since 2017. She mixes her own juice," is what she told me. She said her and her son, but he buys his juice sometimes, and she mixes some up for him. This is what we're dealing with. These people who've been vaping for years really have no idea what's going on out there. And she was like, maybe in her early 40s. She couldn't have been too much older than me. I'm 39. She had to be maybe just 4 years older than me, maybe. But she's not really on social media, right? And the mainstream media doesn't tell you any of this shit because they don't fucking care. So a lot of people out there still have no idea that the thing that's been keeping them off cigarettes is in jeopardy, which is really sad. And all these people like myself that know this are really mad. So here we are on the PMTA Eve. Like, we're not counting down months anymore. Like back in February, we got this many months, and then they pushed it back to now because it was like April or May. I don't even remember. There's been so much going on since then. And here we are, counting down the hours. People praying for a miracle. Shop owners praying they can stay open, that they'll have something to sell. People who mix their juice and sell it, hoping that they can keep people employed. Employees hoping they can stay employed, praying for some miracle that the president will step in or the FDA will get their head out of their ass and be like, "We need more time." I seen on Twitter that they've got way more applications than they ever thought they would get. How are they ever going to go through them all in the next, but the deadline to have it turned in was today. I think, was it like the 12th or the 15th is like the day that it's, after that, if you haven't been accepted, sorry about your luck. We shouldn't be praying for miracles when the thing that they're trying to get rid of in its own right is kind of a miracle. A consumer-driven product that help people quit smoking cigarettes, that help people save their lives. Let that sink in for a minute. There's so many stories out there of people, like old people. I shouldn't say old, but older people in their 60s, been smoking for 40 years, tried to quit a million times, 100 different ways, from cold turkey to gums and all this other whatnot. And they found this thing. It saved their life. They're no longer on oxygen. They no longer need to take a break walking up the stairs in their house. They can play with their great-grandkids or grandkids. Like, their life changed. Maybe it didn't add years to their life, but it added value to it. Why people can't see that it's like you're fighting against millionaires and the media. No matter how much we yell and scream like this is better for you, no matter how much other countries see that shit, our country is still blind. No matter how many rallies we do, or how many YouTube videos are made from little guys like me with only a handful of subscribers to the big guys like Grim Green and Jay Hayes and you name them. Mike Vapes, Suck My Mod. No matter how many times they say it, they're saying it to the same people. People like me, people who vape, people who know. It's so hard to break away and talk to the people that have no idea what's going on, including vapors who have no idea what's going on because they're not on social media. They don't watch the news that much. They're just in their own little world. Like the lady at Pizza Hut. And when I was telling her, she's like, are you serious? Are you serious? I'm like, look it up. And now we need a miracle of some sort. Just to keep businesses open, not to keep products on the market. You got Vapepresso. So I guess Vapepresso goes public in China, like on their stock market or whatever, and is now worth like $1 billion fucking dollars. There's countries in the world that get it, but not supposedly the greatest country in the world that is right now ripping itself apart from the inside out. Making ourselves weaker every day because we want to blame this person for the state of things or that person for the state of things. Like, let's blame the president. I don't know how the president has enough time to, run the country, cause a pandemic, cause racism, cause cops to shoot people. Like, I don't know. It's like you're looking for somebody to blame instead of looking for something to fix it. I'm not blaming anybody for the state of vaping, even though there's a lot of blame to be handed out. Places like Juul, we're fighting Bloomberg and we're fighting this mainstream media who's putting shit stories out there that aren't true with really bad science. And when the good science is there, they ignore it because they don't care. When the good science is there, they ignore it because it don't get clicks, it don't get views, it don't make them money. So we gotta fight Bloomberg's money. We gotta fight tobacco-free kids, PAVE, all these the fucking name a body part organization, American Lung Association, American Heart Association, like, name it. So many doctors have no idea what the real effects of nicotine are. My old lady's doctor used to tell her all the time, like, you need to switch to vaping, it'll help you quit smoking. He's told her this for years. And I bought her one of them Kanger Tech, like the Subbox Minis. I seen it in pink. I bought it for her. I got some juice that she liked. She used it for a while. For like probably a year, maybe more. And for some reason she went back to smoking. I don't get it. It's what she did. It's her choice. It's her choice. Just like it's my choice not to go back to smoking. It's my choice to vape. And we should all be able to make that choice. We can choose what beer we want to buy, what liquor we want to drink. Shit, now you can even choose to buy ice cream with liquor in it. If that's not a market ploy to kids to drink alcohol, I don't know what the fuck is. That's alright. I can have watermelon strawberry vape. I can have sweet tea vape or bubblegum vape. Can't have gummy worm vape, gummy worms on ice, peach pear juice head. Oh, I love that shit. Either on ice or without. So good. There's so many good flavors out there. that adults like. We're going to push it towards the kids. We should be able to make that choice. Now when we make that choice, it's who do we know? Whose phone number do we have in our pocket to call? Because you know that guy makes juice. So now what? Is there going to be people on the street corner selling to people that don't want to go back to smoking? That are going to get in trouble? We're going to have a war on e-juice, war on nicotine, because we have to fight Bloomberg's millions, Big Tobacco's millions, misinformation from the mainstream media, the misinformation that's been thrown all over Congress, and from state to state to state, misinformation after misinformation. If you say a lie enough times, it becomes the truth. Ain't that right? You ever heard that? I've heard that. If you say it enough times, it becomes true. If you tell enough people, that's really what happened. Whether it's what happened or not, whether it's the truth or not, but if enough people believe it, now it becomes true. We got to fight with that. We got to contend with that. Counting down the hours. Praying for a miracle. That's what we're doing. Good luck to everybody out there. Really. I hope something happens. Because I do not want to see people a couple months from now or a year from now when their stockpile, that hopefully people have been stocking up like myself, but when their stockpile runs out, when they need to find it and they go, or if, you know, the guy that usually makes it for them don't have the stuff to make it right now and he's trying to find it and they find somebody else that has it that don't know what they're doing. I don't want to see people get sick. I don't want to see people blow themselves up because they don't know what they're doing, making their own mods. There's workarounds to everything. Like, maybe you could still buy tanks and coils. Just, you know, a lot of the MTL stuff, say it's for CBD. You know, you just repackage it in a different package. It's not for nicotine, it's for CBD. You know, like, for how many years marijuana was illegal everywhere, but there was head shops because these glass pieces were made for tobacco, right? Who smokes tobacco out of a bong? Well, you could go buy it legally if you were over the age of 18. Now over the age of 21, you could buy glass pieces and bubblers and all these things because it was for tobacco. Who the fuck smoking tobacco out of a bong? So I'm sure there's a workaround with vaping too. These coils are for CBD use only, because that shit's everywhere now. And until they start outlawing that, because it's just something else to fight with Big Pharma over. We'll see what happens. But I'll tell you right now, this isn't about public health. It's not. It's about Big Tobacco losing money. It's about states losing MSA money. It's not about the kids. Because you know what? If these organizations and these parents, like Tobacco Free Kids and PAVE and shit, if they spend as much time taking care of their parents and parenting their parents as they put in trying to end vaping, their kids wouldn't be vaping. It's illegal for kids to vape. During a pandemic, when kids are supposed to be at home, their kids are being homeschooled, how are they getting the shit? And if their parents, if some 18-year-old kid who graduated from high school last year or is a senior this year, if his parents are buying that kid vape shit, that's their prerogative. It's their kid. Mind your own fucking house. Mind your own kids. Mind your own business. Did you birth that kid? Are you paying for that kid? Are you buying that kid's food? Are you buying that kid's clothes? Are you putting that kid through college? No. I am. So you mind your fucking business. What happened to that? What happened to keeping your nose out of where it don't belong? Do you smoke? Have you been smoking for 30, 40 years and needed to quit and finally found something to quit and you're happy with that and you feel better than you felt in 30 years to have that rip away from you? No. If not, if you don't understand it, then figure it out or mind your own fucking business. Because it has nothing to do with you. If it ain't hurting you, stay the fuck out of the way. I hope everybody has a good day. I mean, other than this, man, life's been good. Other than this, looming over 13 million people's heads. You know how many people own vape shops that are about to lose their livelihood? And they had a normal job before that, right? I know people that started vape shops. Like my favorite vape shop that I went to the other day in my last video. That lady ran a cleaning company. Well, she still does. And a computer company, right? She doesn't smoke and she doesn't vape. But her husband smoked. And her husband started vaping. And he couldn't believe how much better he felt. And like so many people out there that couldn't believe it when they finally got into it, felt like he had to get it out there. Opened the very first vape shop in Lorain County. The very first one. Now they're everywhere. For now, they're everywhere. Today, they're everywhere. They opened the very first one. And now they're losing that business. And I said, you're not filling out a PMTA? The stack of paperwork that she showed me with the new regulations was like this big that she printed off. She says it's too much. It's too much. I can't. I've just given up. She's tired. This is sad. So sad. It makes people feel desperate. And when you back some people into a corner and you make them feel desperate, some people give up and some people fight harder. I pray a lot of us fight harder. I don't know how much harder we can fight or what more we can do. There's got to be a way. There really does. Hope everybody has a good day, or at least as good as they can. On this September 8th, day before the deadline. I really never thought this day would come. I really didn't. I thought we would come to some kind of agreement. People would understand all the conferences and shit that we watch, and it's always the same bullshit. Always, oh, it's diacetyl, all the kids, all this, all that. It's always the same shit that people that oppose vaping have to say. They never bring nothing new. And they never bring nothing that's real. And they never bring any study that's proven real. Like, oh, well, we tested 10 people. What about 10 million? Why don't you test them? Let's all try to do something nice for somebody. Let's help each other out. If you're a DIYer and you got a lot of concentrate, let people know. Try to do it discreetly or something so you don't get yourself in trouble. Let people know they don't have to go back to smoking. There's a way. I know there's a lot of people out there, like even Wendy Vapes has been doing this like Monday Live. She started it a while ago with a couple different people, and like fresh from the kitchen, fresh DIY, like that guy, he does several lives a week on Saturday DIY, right? Teaching people how to do it, learn how to do it. There's stuff out there. Just please don't go back to smoking. Don't let big tobacco win. This, not them stopping flavored e-juice. That is not a win for big tobacco. This is a win for big tobacco. This is the real win for big tobacco. Right now. Don't let them win. Have a good day. I'll be back.